Hello, I'm joined by Jeff Menges. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How has the weekend been for you?
It's been nice. It's been really good being up here. It's a funny thing because even though I'm attending like this show as purely as a Magic artist, and I haven't done a Magic card in 25 years, I still have nothing but good vibes from the crowd, and there's so many people that love seeing the old cards that I bring out and the prints of them. It's a really warm community to be a part of.
You're a bit of an OG artist. You've been at this for a while, kind of old school stuff. So what was it like doing art for Magic in those like early days?
In the earliest days before the game was released, it was another product we were taking a chance on, and we had a lot of questions about how it was going to be marketed, and was the gaming market going to accept it? I mean, I was regularly on a convention circuit already in the early 90s before Magic came out, and finding some success doing some cover work for magazines and role-playing products. So this card game idea was very, very different. There was nothing else like it on the market at that time. I took 15 cards in the first set because that was going to pay my rent for a month. And it turned out it's still paying my rent 30 years later.
So you've done some very iconic cards from some very early sets. I don't think it's unfair to say that your most recognizable work would be Swords to Plowshares here. Can you tell me about that art piece and how that came together, and like what's the story with Swords to Plowshares there?
The assignments at that time were handed out via phone. You'd get a call from the art director, and in the case of Alpha, it was Jesper Meerfors, and he would read down a list of titles of cards that they were looking for. And if you could get a handle on a title, that was all they wanted to give you. They didn't want to tell you what the card did or what colors it was, because they didn't want you to have a preconceived idea. They wanted you to kind of explore it. A lot of the cards I took were creatures, and it was pretty self-evident what you needed to do with them. There was Grizzly Bear, there was Sea Serpent, but he says Swords to Plowshares, and I was like, what is that about? So he said kind of concisely that you were going to turn an opponent's creature into a peaceful being. So I thought about it, and I thought about an old soldier that is no longer a soldier and he's farming now. Hence the plowshare part, and also the theme that they wanted to get across. And the castle over his shoulder, or more suitably a fortress over his shoulder, represents his military past being behind him. Okay? So that's the concept behind that, and the castle is just as important as the figure is in my head.
What is your favorite piece that you've done?
As far as Magic goes, the Sentinel Druid, which is like a kind of a strange shout out to that card. It's, you're asking me about it from an artistic perspective, but I really like that card because it captures a really specific time of day with that long shadow from the tree drifting over the card. Capturing a moment in time like that is not an easy thing to get to come across in a painting, but I see that every time I look at that piece, and I think if I painted it today, I would still be highly satisfied with that painting.